Hi there guys, it's Kerry from Kerry's Designs, and I wanted to show you a fabulous project I made today. I made this little trinket box, and it wasn't my original idea. I had seen it on Facebook on the Sizzix Facebook page, and I went to the blog, and this is what the original had looked like. And I love the original. I mean, the original is fantastic. And this is the website. This is the Shelly Cox Hickox blog spot, and she explains how to make it. So that I'm going to give Shelly the credit for that, because this is not my original idea. I will show you mine again because I love it. I think it's very, very cute. And you can make this, you know, in any configuration, any size. You can make it bigger, smaller, whatever you want to make it. And what it is it is this die. This die right here, and there's the number 657726, and I believe it is called, you know, I don't know what it's called, candy, I think it's the candy box, I think is what it is, but it's a huge die, and there's three pieces that cut out. There's this part, which is the box, this part, which is the surround of the box, and this is the box, or the base of the bottom. And I was trying to see if there was a name on this one, but there isn't. So, okay, and then there is the little code too. But it is an Ellen Hall one. So, like I said, it's a big, long die. So there it is. And when it cuts out, again, it cuts out three pieces, which is this piece right here. And what I did is, because I used such a thicker material, is I took my scoreboard and I actually scored more of the pieces. And you can glue it, you can tape it, you can do whatever you want to get it together. So there's one piece, and this is the box piece, and there's a little tab right here, and you know, you just put it together like this, and somewhere I've lost the bottom. Oh, great. Well, there's a bottom, oh, they're right there. And right here's the bottom piece. So it just all goes together just like this. So, of course, I've taken this apart, so it's not going to go together quite as well. But this is one that, I already put little pieces in that one. This is one I had done as well. And it goes together really, really easily. So, so I wanted to show you a little bit what I had done to make this. So I had just used some old folders I had gotten, and these are really thick craft folders, which are really nice. And I knew when I had gotten this paper what project I wanted to use it for. So this is the Marion Smith, this is the Prima paper, and it's the romance novel. It's the 6x6 paper, and it is just gorgeous paper. I love this paper. I didn't use a lot of the paper. I actually only used a little corner of like a couple of the sheets. So I think I cut like a corner off of every sheet except for this one. I used two. That one I had, oops. And this one I think I cut like two or three. So, and I love the scale of this because it worked really well with the scale of the box. So, like I said, it worked really, really well. I made a template, and this was my little template for the drawer fronts. And that's what I used to cut it out with. And I just cut it with my scissors, basically. Just kind of free-handed it and cut it with my scissors. I used the Helmar 450 totally on this, except for the bottom feet. But I used the 450, and I love this stuff because it gives you enough play. Like when I was putting some of these together, you know, I had to move them a little bit. So it gives you a little bit of play, unlike the tape runners that don't really give you any play. I used the walnut stain on the Tim Holtz a lot. I used that. And then I also used, to paint it, I used the Delta Cream Coat acrylic black, and I have a dauber on it. I had found a dauber, so I just used that. And you can use any paint you want. This is just what I had on hand, so that's what I used. I also had used two other dies. This is a Tim Holtz. This is part of the suitcase die he has, and these are the little hinges on the suitcase part. And I used this one, and this is the hardware die, and it came out really well. And this is also, the little sides are part of the suitcase die. So I Lindy Stamp Gang these, embossed them, and they came out really, really nice. And I sanded it down just in various places, and you know, there's the inside. That's what the inside of the boxes look like. So what I did is I had 3 boxes. I laid them down, and I cut another sheet of the cardstock and glued those 3 down to the cardstock to make it a little stronger. So basically it would look like, you know, these would be the outsides of your boxes. Pretend that's the outside. So I just took another piece of cardstock and glued them down, and then just started building my towers. And then once I got all these built up, I took more of this paper and put it on each one of the sides. And then I took one on the very back and just lined the back. So I did that. And I took my sanding block, which is the Tim Holtz sanding block here, and used it to sand off some of the corners and some of the things. It came out really, really nice. I like the way it came out. I kept coming back to it, and on the top, I just left the top kind of plain, and used some texture paint and some of the dilutions, a dilution stencil, and used some of my pit markers to make it a little darker. This is gesso, and just colored it in a little bit. So I'm not quite sure if I'm done with the top yet or not. So I also used one of the Marion Smith butterflies, and one of her flowers, and one of her tiles. And I think that's all of the Marion Smith products I used. This was Tim Holtz and K & Company. This is one of the dies I cut out, and just an old flower thing. And I used a couple of the book plates on here. That's K & Company. So, and then I used my half corner punch, or round punch, and did a couple of those. So, let's see, what else can I tell you about? But it came out really, really cute. And I didn't use a lot of paper. There's 4 of the craft. I used 4 of the craft ones, and I didn't put paper on them. I just left them craft. And this is one of the Marion Smith, one of her stamps I used. This is another stamp. I think this is my mind's eye. Tim Holtz and Tim Holtz. So I wanted a little bit of variety in there. And then on the bottom I just used some glass or plastic diamonds. And I like the sides, how the sides came out, and I like how the top came out. So let me know what you guys think about it, and I think it came out really, really nice, and I'm going to make more of these because it was so easy and so quick to make. The biggest part was cutting it out, and I watched YouTube videos and painted it and sanded it and did all that stuff, and all the little drawers work in it. So it came out really, really cute, and I could see doing this again for some gifts. So that was my project share for today, and I just wanted to showcase a couple of things, especially the romance novel. I love this line. So, all right, you guys, there's my project, and happy scrapping. Thanks for watching. Bye.